Good evening.
Start. Well, an ordinary dad says, yeah, Q, a small z, capital D. See ya.
Good evening, everyone.
Good evening, everyone.
Evening.
Hello.
Good evening.
Right, are we ready to begin, Jimmy?
Yeah, I'm ready. Yep.
Okay, good evening and welcome to the Fleggburgh Parish Council meeting. Before the meeting, the clerk will read out the recording policy.
In the interests of openness and transparency, this meeting is being recorded. This meeting is streamed. It will be posted in its entirety by Fleggburgh Parish Council on YouTube. Also, others may record and post this meeting on social media. If you wish to protect your anonymity, please anonymize your username on Zoom and avoid using video. Please be advised that if you wish to speak during a public forum or at any other time during the meeting, your anonymity cannot be guaranteed.
Thank you. If anyone disrupts this meeting, the clerk will either mute them or put them in the waiting room. I hope this doesn't need to happen. If anyone needs to speak, they will need to raise their hand, clicking on the icon and wait to be invited to speak. You will be allowed to speak only once on any particular motion. We will take votes on a roll call, so each person will be asked to say if they are in favour of a motion or not. Anyone who does not unmute themselves or speak up within a reasonable amount of time will be deemed to have abstained. I would think we will get through this meeting in the first half, but if we don't, then obviously we break and we log in again at 8:15, and for avoidance of doubt, the agenda is one meeting with a short break in the middle. Thank you very much. So moving on, before I start, I'd just like to say if there is any public wishing to speak with regards these either of these planning applications, I will stand down standing orders to allow them to speak. Okay, so first of all, can I ask, I'll to receive and approve apologies for absence, number 1 on the agenda.
Okay, Sean said he might not make it, but he's here. And the other person is JR. I cannot see him on here.
Okay, thank you. Number 2 is declarations of interest for items and applications for dispensations.
Frank.
Yeah, I want to declare an Stone Rose cottage. That's my daughter.
Okay, thank you. Any others? No? Okay, so could I ask, are there any members of public who would like to speak on either of these 2 planning applications? No, if we don't have anyone, we'll move on to number 3, which is planning applications A 0621012330 Rose Cottage, Rollsby Road, Fleggburgh, Great Yarmouth, subdivision of land to form 1 new proposed dwelling plot with car space and provision of car spaces for existing dwelling. Anybody wish to make any comments on this?
Andrew Peake.
Yes, Andrew.
Can I propose we support this application? The neighbours have no objection.
Right, thank you. Anyone else wishing to make any comment or propose the application? Oh, Keith Osborne. Keith,
Yeah,
good
yeah.
evening.
Good evening, hi. I note the 2 previous applications for various developments on this site have both been refused by Borough Council, and the main issue being on the point of fact that it's outside the development area for the local plan. Yeah, I believe we shouldn't support this for that reason.
Okay, thank you. Anyone else got any other comments before we go down the route of
Fran,
with
Thank you. Yeah, I just would like to say that although it's outside the area, we did support it last time, and I think it's, you know, 2-bedroom bungalow is something that the parish would benefit from. It has been identified as a need in the neighbourhood development plan, and we did support the 2 builds there last time. So I'd like to second Andrew's vote.
Thank
Or
you, Fran.
motion, whatever.
Okay, thank
Sorry,
you.
it's a busy house here.
Okay, so we have the proposal from Councillor Peake that we support the application, and we have Fran as a seconder. Is that correct, Jimmy? Have you-
Yeah, so proposal
Yep,
is to
okay.
support the application. Keith Osborne, for or against?
Against.
June, for or against?
4.
Frank is not speaking. Richard, for or against?
4.
Sean, for or against?
4.
John Walsh, for or against? John Walsh? He's maybe not here.
Sorry, I forgot to switch the mute off. On 4.
You're for. And JR, I don't think is here.
No,
No.
don't think
Okay,
he is.
motion carried.
Okay, thank you. The second application is 06210143F, Barley House, 1 Rye Gardens, Main Road, Fleggburgh, a proposed single-storey side extension. Does anyone have any comments on this application? Frank, you have your hand up.
Yeah, I don't think we should support this, as they already had 2 applications supported and approved. And I think if they wanted to build a bigger house, they should have applied for it in the first place. So
Right.
I would propose that we oppose it.
Okay, thank you. John Walsh.
Yes, I agree with Frank. The conservatory extension was approved on the 16th of December last year. And as we all know, the buildings are not even complete on that site yet. That's how new it all is. And it seems that they're trying to enlarge the property by piecemeal, doing a little bit here and a little bit there. And I would agree that we should reject the application.
Thank you. Thank you. Councillor Peake.
The nearest neighbour, the most affected neighbour, is quite vociferous in her objection to this application, so I propose we not support the application.
Okay, thank you. Are there any other comment? Oh, Sean, yes, Councillor Haken.
Yeah, I was just going to say, like last time, they had the extension on the side. One of the councillors mentioned that there wasn't access to the back, and this is the access to the back. There is a path there at the moment, and it's literally 5 or 6 foot. And then you've got the ditch. So my concern with this being built, they are right on the limits of where the dike is there, the drainage, which is quite a substantial fall as well. So that's my concern. But yeah, that's all I've got to say.
Yeah, okay, thank you.
But I'll second the motion. That's to
Right, so
object.
thank you. So we had Frank as opposing it, so to object against it, and we've had Sean and John Walsh and Andrew saying to go against it. So
Well, it was Andrew proposed
Andrew first,
to not
yeah.
support, and Sean seconded to not support.
Okay, fine.
Okay, Sean, you got your hand
Yep.
up then? No,
Sorry, I didn't lower it.
no problem. Okay, so the motion is to not support the application. Keith Osborne, for or against?
For.
June, for or against? To not
For.
support. Thank you.
Yes, to not support.
Frank, for or against to not support?
Yes.
Okay.
Sure.
Richard, for or against to not support?
Yeah, not to support.
Thank you. Fran, for or against to not support?
For.
Thank you. And John Walsh, for or against to not support? John Walsh?
For.
Okay, so the
Yes,
motion.
I'm against it, so it's for.
Yeah, brilliant. Okay, motion carried unanimously to not support this application.
Okay, thank you. Okay, well, thank you very much. We've completed the agenda rather quickly, which is great. So thank you very much for attending tonight. And our next parish council meeting will be the 15th of April, 2021. Thank you very much. The meeting is now closed.